Hey guys, it's Jamethon here, and I'm bringing you Volume 2 of Jammin with Jamethon. And in today's video, we're going to bring you some awesome KOMM gameplay on Beacon Rush, as well as more specific a look at how to Ares and how not to Ares. So, in one of the videos, we have one example of how not to Ares, and I just want to say that everything's constructive criticism. This player is actually one of our better players, and it's easy when you have repetition or you play against randoms that sometimes you get a little forgetful, or you just start stomping them. And so it was a good example that I happened to record, and we just want to point things out and show it visually so people understand. And it's just not him. Also, a lot of people do these get in this solo mindset or forget about teamwork. Or also, people have different levels of growth and understanding. So it's just keep that in mind. So, anyways, here's the game. I'm dropping in my Ares, and I'm moving up, and I see someone on the edge, and I definitely don't want to let anyone leak out. We want to contain players, so I kill him off. I start moving forward. We took center very sure-handedly. It's a bunch of randoms, and then I see Will here. He drops in an Ares. So it's like, okay, great. I'm following him. He has his shield up, and it's really early, 8-9 minutes in, and so it's like, all right, good place to hold our battle line and contain. So he backs off. I throw my shield up, and I'm looking and I'm firing, and I realize Will sort of moves to the edge, and OG comes in. He steps in front, which is great. We're getting a cycle going, and Will kind of he kind of meanders off to the side, and me and OG are looking at each other. It's great. OG's been really good with the Ares lately, and we're forming a duo. And as I move up, he's following close to me. I move to the right to block for Will because I notice his shield's going away, which is always very important in Ares. You want to continue to block and form a duo. So OG and me are going back and forth, as you can see, 8-second duration. So one backs up, one moves forward, and you see what happens to Will. He didn't stay in the cycle, so when his ability goes away, he has no one to protect him as much. I tried to a little bit by moving over earlier, but this is all game awareness. It's very important. And look, we slowly took territory. We created a lock choke point, and when they started meching out and we had enforced our authority on mech out, we just kept going. And there's no time wasted for respawning, no time wasted, in catching up. We're continuing doing damage. We went back and forth, and it was a strong combo, and one of the strongest spots right now. So all right, dropping in on Castle with 1KS. Typical standard Beacon Rush opening for us at this moment is a pack attack with Striders and Hellburners, and sometimes a Dragon mixed in there. Once we get to this opening on Castle, we like to throw rooting shots and try to root enemies down, so we get a little bit more time to get to the beacon and cap it. And a typical on this map, a typical opening strat, we send 4 to 5 to beacon bridge and 1 or 2 to the upper. And the point is, every map has different priority goals, and contested beacons are always a priority goal typically. And on this map, beacon bridge is that priority goal for us, and we definitely want to send more men to fight for it, as it's not an easy retake, and it's a pivotal beacon in the game and a key to winning the map. So first round, you just try to focus fire as much as you can, beat up on the same guys, assess the threat, do it smartly and in cover, and get ready for the next wave. Rinse and repeat, and hold them as long as you can. So anyways, I finally go down, and dropping in my second bot, so Ares. I noticed Sand and Ted already in their areas on the ramp, so there's a few enemies pushing. I try to give a different angle to attack so he has multiple angles to think about. I throw my ability and I'm on Retribution right now. Once my ability is done, I want to get some cover, so I drop down and I go to the ramp and join up with Ted and Sand. This is not a bad choke to sit at, but we don't want to sit too long as enemies can get different angles on this, so that's what they're doing right now. So, you know, once my ability was ready, I charged forward, and Sand and Ted very wisely followed me because they know they want to form a cycle or a tandem going with our Ares, which is what we're trying to achieve. So once my ability goes, Ted jumped up and, you know, covered me as I was backing up, and Sand's getting ready to do his cycle. So when you're not on comms, those in-game gestures are important. Start backing up if you're on the second part of your ability, and once you see that, that's a good indicator for the next guy to step up. In a 3-man Ares, it's an infinite loop if you do time it well. In a 2-man Ares, there's going to be some, you know, dead time in between. You just got to work your best and find, you know, how to get around that. So we don't want to move in because the game's still early, 7-8 minutes, so we're just holding this battle line with these walls we can strafe with and just working on the mech out. And there's nothing they can do because we're pressuring and we're threatening that beacon, so they have to be there to protect it. But we're just creating a really hard problem with this cycle of Ares we're doing. Anyway, Sand pushes forward. He gets caught in a bad spot because this enemy bum rushed him. I dashed over really quickly and try to, you know, give him some cover. Also, another thing is, even though you're not in Ares, if you rewind the video to where we were at the wall, you'll notice that Logan and Tess were right behind us and using our shields and shooting through the gaps as well. So even if you don't have an Ares or you're not in an Ares, or you see a duo, you know, doing a tandem, go join them, because if you join them, you just take benefit of their shields and sit behind and shoot through them and support. So that's why if you're a mender or something of that sort, it's great. It's a really invincible force if executed well. So anyways, you see what we did to 1KS. They couldn't do anything. We had a really good teamwork and lock on them, and we just kept pushing this choke all the way back to their spawn. So great job, guys. Alright, dropping in on Carrier against the newly formed MAD. The old Metal Maniacs and Suicide Kings merged together. And, you know, we're just rushing center right now with our pack attack. And, you know, as you get to this opening on any map, on Beacon Rush especially, just start surveying the land as who's the closest and start locking. You know, shoot those guys, locking module if you use it. And everyone just gangs up on the same target, so you get rid of an enemy faster in an area. I see this Mercury over to the side, and I want to contain the edge. We want them to not leak out and sneak away, because as long as they keep dying, they're going to all clump to the beacons, and that's exactly what we want. So our battle line keeps continuing to stay strong and stay steady and formed, while they have to recharge and restart again when they die. So that's why focus firing is important, and also containment. It's all very key in the beginning. So right now I'm just in my Strider, and I'm just trying to shoot anyone that comes in my angle and play the angles with my Ember and use my splash to my advantage. I finally go down, second bot Ares, you know, something that we're trying to do right now on either game mode, BR or Dom. Drop on center, and I see someone over the side, and I start shooting at him. I get up, and, you know, we got a lot of Ares already in place, and we took that enemy flank beacon finally. The guys did a great job over there. And, you know, we kill anyone that's trying to leak out and sneak out, and, you know, continue to move forward. So this last area of barriers is a good place to hold. It's only 750 in, and we're creating a choke right here and creating our cycle. And you know, it's never going to be clean because enemies are charging and pushing, but you just do your best to create the cycle, and it won't be perfect. But see those two guys step back, and I had 2 seconds of my ability, but Sandman stepped up and he threw his shield up. And I want to point out that whether it's a 2 or 3 or 4 man, it doesn't matter how many, even if there's nothing to shoot and your ability is ready, just get up there and throw it and throw some defense, so that way Splash can't get through like Tridents or Tulumbas or something, and you guys end up taking meaningless damage, you know. So just keep it going so they can't just peek, you know. Even when you step up with your shield, they have to still hide or they'll get shot. So keep the cycle going, you know. Don't guess, you know, don't wait, just make it a loop as long as you can, and more will join you, or you might catch a guy peeking, get him pinned and kill him off, or you might slowly move up if they start backing up or start dying. So it's pressure. You're creating pressure, you're creating a good choke point, and you're pushing them back in teamwork, in tandem. So you see here, no one's dying because everyone's doing a good job of doing the cycle, moving behind the guy that has the shield, staying close with each other, hugging each other closely, and it's hard to beat. It really is. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you guys got any comments or questions, we can talk about it over Discord. Jamethon out.